Basically, each dish comes as a huge portion. And Granny's also really kind. When the guests space out, I go like, hey, stop spacing out and get your dish. No objections whatsoever. It's tasty, no need to worry. It's gotta be the taste and that old lady's charm. You haven't raised the prices at all? That's right. We're running this place as seniors either way. We can't make any excuses like having to raise kids. But the guests say they're worried. Like, aren't you gonna raise the prices? Nah, it's not worth the hassle, we say. Dairai Shokudou. Starting from pre-opening preparations. Father, one of the married owners. The guests call me Mother. Mother, one of the married owners. We've been in the business for almost 50 years. Back in the day, it went well. We did Japanese cuisine. We opened the shop and mixed both Japanese and Chinese cuisine. Many restrictions came with COVID. How did it affect you? We can't hold any dinner parties anymore. Also no drinking parties. It's tough on everybody. Have you always been in the same location? Yeah. There's a second floor too. Yeah. For the dinner parties. How old are you? I'm 83. You're surprised, aren't you? They could overcome the pandemic with their positive nature. Just talking to her really cheers me up. They get the noodles from the noodle factory. The kitchen is well taken care of. A sign of security and trust. Why did you go into business? Back then, he was a salaryman. That's when we met. But his condition worsened. And we were thinking of work that would suit him better. We lived in Chiba. We only came to Anegasaki by chance. We were gonna get some advice from a Chinese man running a shop. Isn't there any work for him? I asked. And he told us that we should open up a shop too. Go ahead, he said. But we were just ordinary people. But you see, the Chinese have good connections. Soga in Chiba, right? He had a friend there who ran a Chinese restaurant. And he brought us to him and introduced us. So that was the initial occasion. He had a great place for training, right? But he was such a noisy guy. The old man. Seems like he had it tough. But we didn't say anything. An ex-salaryman who chose the culinary path. A thoroughly cleaned hall. What kind of people come here? Craftsmen, that kind of type. The daughter. We get lots of craftsmen. We're in an industrial zone, so lots of professionals here. But recently, people like to bring their families along. What's popular on the menu? It's pretty balanced. Everything's equally popular. What time do you open at night? We open from 5 in the evening and close at 9. And until we got everything cleaned up, it'll be 10 or 11. After that, it's dinner time. Nights are long for the restaurant business. A wide variety of dishes. These large servings are a worker's source of energy and vitality. The 83-year-old married couple and their daughter manage the shop. Have the rising costs affected you in any way? Yes, they have. It's too much. It's just too much. Just about everything has gone up. It's not a joke. Which ingredient has been the most affected? Everything that we need has gone up. We actually need to raise our prices, but we can't. It'd be tough on everyone. So you're not going to raise the prices? Nope. We're running this place as seniors either way. We can't make any excuses like having to raise kids. But the guests say they're worried. Like, aren't you gonna raise the prices? Nah, it's not worth the hassle, we say. We're still in good shape, so we can still run the shop. You also talk to the guests when they're here. Father too. We can still work like this. If we go senile, we'd have to be sent to a facility. And that'd cost us hundreds of thousands of yen a month. So with that in mind, doing this is cheaper. So that's the reason we don't raise the prices. And just do this. The teishoku comes with a delightful little side dish. She could keep the shop running for another 30 years with her energy. How many children do you have? We have 3 kids, 2 boys and she's our girl. All the boys ended up her salarymen. Mom, I'll work, she said. I'll help you and Dad. So she quit school and helped us out. She's a lifesaver. Our eldest son is also a hard worker. He's a civil servant, but whenever he gets off of work, he stops by to help us clean. Such a clean kitchen. It's 'cause father loves cleaning. The boss cleans the kitchen. What are you preparing? Yakisoba. The yakisoba noodles are pre-cooked and watered down. Being able to work is the best thing. You also better not get lazy. Of course, the water for rice is measured by hand. Do you ever have arguments while working? Every day, from morning till evening. With your mother? Yep, all the time. If you ask me about Dad, he's the quiet and innocent type. He doesn't say a lot, but Mom's the opposite. Noisy, I guess. Kinda like that. Whenever me and her get into arguments, Dad's over there minding his own business. When we work and something's not on time, like when something's served late or someone's clumsy, in those situations, we argue. It's mostly about work, really. But that's where it ends. We don't argue about more than that. But she's annoying. Are you usually busy at lunchtime? Because of COVID, we're not as busy as we used to be. We can really manage with only the 3 of us. But she's getting older. We can't run the place like we used to. If she stumbles just once, that's a big deal. That's why we can't really move around easily. It's frustrating for her, so she takes it out on me, and the guests too. But you know, everybody's really close in a way. That's what my mom's like. But Dad, he's a diabetic, so he needs to take it easy. Then, only me and Mom work the shop. We're not sure how to handle it. So what do you do then? We work. If we don't, we'll have no income. Dad's hospital bills also need to be paid. Before, we had one more person working here. We helped each other out and ran the place. So many things happened at the shop back then. It was fun. Those times are tough, but they pass. And whatever, it's alright. But Dad's the main chef, so if he's not with us, it's tough. No matter how old he gets, Dad's an essential part. And losing him one day is what we need to be aware of, but right now, we're just running the shop to the best of our ability. Any plans for the future? Well, everybody says they want to take over the shop. But how if they're not running it now? If my brothers were to start from zero, sure, why not? But we pressured them to promise to take over as soon as they retired. Mom would also assist them, so they agreed. So for now, my oldest brother will take over. In whatever form, I want them to keep the shop alive. Opening of the shop. The handmade menu board. The beautiful blue flame proves that the stove is handled well. Chinese rice bowl. Green onion soy sauce ramen. It looks like the stove spark plug won't light, but Father's already at it. Miso ramen. Really friendly with the guests. Day drinking at a Chinese-style Izakaya, pure bliss. The phone for deliveries starts ringing.
コロッケ定食。これどっち？新しい方？はい、ありがとうございます。はい。はい。
They're not a big deal now. Deliveries aren't a big deal. It's more of a hobby. The guy who did deliveries is gone now. Green onion miso ramen.
Hi, お待ちどうさまです。はい。はい。ホール？あ、ホールね。うん。ホール、1回ね。もやしそばの塩が1つと、麻婆丼が1つと、五目焼きそば。
Mother's always ready to take care of phone orders.
ここの配達のお姉さんがよ、ちょっとややこしいこと言ってから、ほら聞いてるのほら。材料聞いたから。もしもし。はいはい。ホール？ホール？はい、ありがとうございます。はい。
We do it old school. Was it October 5th? I wonder if we're the only ones doing it like this. Does that person often order deliveries? Yep. It's usually the same people getting deliveries. Talking to the guests is one of Mother's responsibilities. Let's talk to some guests. It's my second time today. One of their regulars brought me here the other day. I thought it was tasty. Today I had miso ramen. It was so good. They're an old shop. They've been in the business for a long time. It's tasty, yeah. They're giving it their all, and they have consideration for their guests. That's the way they run the shop. And the atmosphere is also good. I want to come here whenever I can, so I hope they'll be around for as long as possible. Give it your all. The delivery calls don't stop. yakisoba. Kare ramen. It's wrapped carefully so the soup doesn't overflow. Let's go on a delivery together. Will you continue to offer deliveries? Yeah, we might be able to continue with the deliveries. What do you keep in mind to work efficiently? First, work fast, but don't rush anything. I'm not the most efficient person, but I'm good with my hands. So really, don't rush anything. Because if you do, you'll end up going in circles. So really, avoid that. Has the menu always been the same? It has. We added some things here and there, but it's pretty much been the same. Up until now, mappo just used to be a single menu item. But the guests asked us to make mappo rice bowls, or put it on noodles. Stamina is what one of our motsu is called too. We also had spicy Chinese-style items, but they asked us to put that on rice or make omelette rice. We didn't have any of that on the menu originally. Also like turning chashu into chashu don. That's what the guests requested? Yeah, exactly. They asked us, so we started serving those dishes. And the people who saw that made their own requests. Even if it wasn't on the menu, we served it. But these dishes became a staple. Do you also do deliveries for brand new guests? Only in this area. We don't use a navi either, not even a phone. How many delivery calls do you get on a busy day? Close to 20 maybe. But when that's the case, it gets too much to handle. The shop's busy too. So when that happens, we call my second oldest brother as a helper, if he's off on that day. And he'll come to help us out. So that's how we can manage right now. It's gotten busy while we were out. What's the delivery fee? There's none, just the menu price. What did you do before you started working here? Actually, I did job hunting once. I did, yeah, when I was a student. I just wanted to leave home, so they let me. And I went all the way to school in Tokyo. But we made a promise back then. After 2 years, I'd have to come back. To help out at the shop. That was the promise we made. I graduated and tried job hunting. But in the end, they wanted me to help. So I returned home. Eternally. Stamina Teishoku. Salt tamen. Delivery again? Yep. Katsudon.
そばの火消しといてくれないかな。
わかりました。
Let me also lend a hand. Chashu men. stir-fried liver with garlic chives and bean sprouts teishuk.
Ikai, いらっしゃってよ。
はい、ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとう。
焼肉定食。
はい、焼肉定食です。焼肉。はい。はい、お待ちください。
Stir-fried vegetables and meat teishuk.
が一番効くよね。
すごい。この量、鍋振るのは
ね。からね、鍋でもこれ一番苦手。
Fried rice.
はい、これチャーハンね。そばですね。あら。
Chili sauce shrimp.
はい、エビチリ。はい。
Fist-sized fried chicken. Fried chicken. Gomoku yakisoba. It's about my third time here. It was pretty tasty the last time I came. I had stir-fried vegetables. And the yakiniku teishoku. The size is plenty. It's gotta be the taste and the huge servings. I hope people will keep on coming here. So do your best. Keep the great taste and keep up the great work. There's just no end to deliveries yet. They all come in at once, it's tough. But instead, the guests also work for us. If we're too busy, I sometimes say stuff like, "Get the water yourself." We even get a laugh out of first-time guests. And it helps us a lot. What's the trick to running the shop efficiently? You need to be able to rely on your senses. Look at the menu, the sales slips. You gotta make your own judgment. Otherwise, things will drag on for the guests. Even if you're off just by a minute. That's what makes me mad. I come here often. I used to live nearby. It was in walking distance. The first time, I just strolled in casually. I had gomoku yakisoba and fried chicken. No objections whatsoever. It's tasty, no need to worry. The gyoza here are great. I really want everybody to try the food here. Also, the stir-fried meat and vegetables. It's so good, because it's so tasty. It's gotta be the taste and that old lady's charm. I'll come by again soon. So I'm looking forward to the next time. Any plans for the future? We're already old, so we're not really planning anything. We'll do it for as long as we can and focus on our current spot. We'll have fun if we can work well from day to day. We'll leave the rest to the next generation. I think that'll work out well. Our eldest son is planning to take over, but until then, we'll do our best to maintain this place and keep it afloat. We'll definitely not go out of business. We're confident. It's fun to work like this. Why do guests choose to come here? I think it's because we're honest with our guests. We don't pretend we're something else. When the guests space out, I go like, "Hey, stop spacing out and get your dish." Nobody's offended by that. Opening up a shop when old is nice too, we thought. We make everything so that people like it. Her charm is the #1 reason for their success. How many times have you come here? Countless times. I've been coming here for several years. I got tendon today. Basically, each dish comes as a huge portion. First time I got tendon today. It's also big, and that's great, I think. And Granny's also really kind. What keeps you coming back for more? I always feel like stopping by. I come here for lunch, dinner, same thing the next day. What's their secret to success? I'm sure it's Granny's nonchalant way. I think it's really charming. I'll keep on coming here. Do your best. Shrimp soba. Salt tamen. Curry rice. Tamen. Champon. Gomoku soba. Let me order something too. Gyoza. Kare ramen. The brown shade is just right. Well-balanced filling and effective use of garlic makes these super tasty. When enjoyed with some rice, this thick curry will satisfy any empty stomach. So good. They also tried my shop's gyoza.
味はしっかりついてるんですけど、おすすめが塩とごま油。
This time I had them try some boiled gyoza.
これでいいんだ。よいしょ。
They're as juicy as steamed buns, easily edible using a china spoon.
僕、父親が台湾の人間で、で向こうの小籠包とかそういう雰囲気をちょっと半分ぐらい入れて。
美味しいよ。だから飲みたくなってる。
And of course, they go outstandingly well with alcohol.
飲めない。でもね、食べ物はうるさいよ。美味しいよ。あ、美味しい。
Only domestic pork is used for the filling. No need to add seasonings.
あんだ、もちもちして美味しいよ。
This freedom must be their key to long-lasting success.
もしなんか代々で出すとしたらどんな風に調理しますか？
これこのままで全然美味しいよ。これじゃな。
味結構しっかりつけてますね。はい。
いいよ。
美味しい。
I recommend salt and sesame oil, but soy sauce and vinegar also do the trick. For more info about my gyoza, check the description.
ごまと塩のこれの。
結構合いますよね。はい。
Please support them with a comment